welcome back to my channel. Stand-up comedian and pop culture vulture Joleen Lunzer here for another no offense, all offense. Happy Wednesday. We have a lot to roast and react to today, so grab a beverage. Hopefully you're wearing something very comfy. Smash that like on your way in so we can get this party started. You guys, this is a show where we talk about whatever spikes our dopamine. All right, whether it's pop culture news, our favorite reality shows, trending topics, entertainment in general. We take a comedic look, we roast it, we react to it. Remember, I'm very opinionated, but that doesn't mean you have to have the same opinion. You're welcome to sound off in the live chat or the comment section, and we can respectfully and calmly agree to disagree, like the very zen Real Housewife of Orange County, Tamra Judge.
My opinion!
Also, remember, everything I say today is true, except for the parts that are false. Everything is 100% alleged and for entertainment purposes only.
Allegedly!
So there you go, you guys. Hopefully you are having a great Wednesday. The day before Thanksgiving, I was like, what is it? Veterans Day, Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving, you guys. And yes, I am streaming. I'm trying this. This is the second time I've tried this, where you can do like the short form vertical live stream and then also the regular one. So if you don't like, if I'm up and down on your screen like this in a little box and you don't like it, go to the other live. I don't know. YouTube and StreamYard are like, try this. So this is the second time I've tried it. I don't know if it's worth it. If you guys hate it, let me know. We won't do it again. I'm just trying it out to see. Okay, like they're always like, try this. And I'm like, okay, I'll try it. But they rarely have good ideas. All right. Calissa Cat says, I can't stand the vertical live stream. You can't see the comments. Head over to the regular live stream. All right. Sorry about that, you guys. I'm just trying stuff. Just trying it there. You guys, we are so close to 50,000 subscribers. All right. We are at 49,841. Oh my God. Oh, now we're at 49,840. I pissed someone off and they were like, screw this girl. This vertical shit is dumb. We're done with her. So they left. So, or maybe they accidentally. All right. Or they were like, this is not my cup of tea. We're back to 49,841. Oh my God. We're on the 50K watch. So if we hit it during the stream and you see that, let me know so we can party. Also, we will be doing a members only stream on Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific. That's 5 p.m. Eastern. Let's see if I get this right. 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Mountain, 2 p.m. Pacific. What? We did it. We did it. Time zones are hard. And if you want to support the channel further than liking or subscribing, you can do what Amy, the hokey girl, did here and become a member. Welcome to the membership. And this members only will be available to my Patreon supporters in the 2 tiers, and then also both tiers on my YouTube. And we'll get into some fun because on the members only, we can kind of let our hair down because we don't have to worry about, YouTube and their monetization guidelines and things like that. Welcome the KGC Mude. Did I say that right? Thank you. Guys are killing it with the memberships. Thank you, Jamie TV2DX, for becoming a member. Amy, you became a member twice. Make sure they didn't double charge you, girl. And oh no, they're just listing everyone 2 times. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Evelyn, thank you for the first super chat of the live. Jolene will hit 50K tonight. That would be a Thanksgiving miracle. Is that a thing? You guys, 50,000 was my goal for all of 2025. And we're still in 2025. I thought it was a lofty goal. Remember when we first, set that goal early in the year? I'm like, I think you guys can do it. I don't think I can do it. You guys can do it. So thank you. Artist, so good to see you. Thank you for being a member for 22 months. You're amazing. You're all beautiful pumpkin spice babies. David, good to see you. Thank you for the super chat. Says hi from David. I'm your biggest fan. I'll follow you until you love me. Papa David. Paparazzi David. Okay, we're trying. We're trying things here. You guys, is everyone excited if you're in the US do you have Thanksgiving plans? Excited to get into the turkey or the tofurkey. We're having a very chill Thanksgiving. I'm excited. Hi, my husband Chell has to work in the ICU, but he's going to be home during the day. So he is the chef. So we'll just eat some yummies. My favorite thing to eat on Thanksgiving is the cranberries in a can. Yeah, it's my favorite. My husband goes, "What do you want?" And I was like, "I want those slimy cranberries that come on, go." No plans are like my favorite, Kelly Kate. Back at home in Minnesota, my mom Nana, she throws a awesome Thanksgiving family party. So they'll be doing that. I'll probably FaceTime with them. That'll be fun. Also, you guys, my mom is coming to visit here in California. For those of you new to the channel, we'll have to have a live with Nana. Because if you haven't been exposed to Nana yet, oh boy, you are going to love it. Do I have a treat or what? She is coming back. She comes around Christmas every year, and Nana is headed back to her big Hollywood, you guys, holiday party. Oh yeah. You save big money. You save big money. Every year, well, for the past 3 years, I take my mom, aka Nana, to my entertainment management company. They have a holiday party at a guy's house in the Hollywood Hills, and we feel really fancy. And then Nana comes. All right. And Nana is a hit. People remember Nana. Like, these are like LA people who are kind of, up their own booty. Some of them not. And they remember Nana. And it is crazy. And every year, Nana takes a picture with Jack McBrayer from 30 Rock and other things. They always see each other at this party every year. So we got to stay tuned for Nana's, unless he doesn't go this year. But for the past 3 years, he's been going. So stay tuned for I'll post it to the, maybe I'll do a little vlog about it, and I'll post it to the community tab of Nana and Jack reunited, and it feels so good. She hobnobs. She's like, "Oh, hey there. Hi, I'm Nana from Minnesota." And we have a good time. So we'll have to also do a live while Nana's here. So lots to look forward to. Thank you, McButter, for the super chat. And Artists, thank you so much for the super chat. Since I was in San Francisco for 2 weeks for my birthday. I love San Francisco. I love Sausalito. I missed you, Jolene. And I was in San Francisco for 2 weeks for my birthday. I missed you, Jolene. And I am also on the reply care. Maybe the replay crew? The damn autocorrect. So Nana's queen. Nana will be picking out her outfit for the big party. It'll be fun. Thank you, Chickenhead. Yes, please need a Nana. We call it Thanks a Native for Thanksgiving. Yes, exactly. All right. Yes, the Hollywood vibe. Yeah. So we just go in there as like Minnesota ladies, like, "Hey guys, what's up? What's up, guys?" And I just love having my mom as a date because she is like the best person, and she is just so sweet and so genuine. And those things can be uncomfortable when people are like, "What are you working on?" And you're like, "I'm supposed to have finished a script 6 months ago and I didn't." And so far, this management company hasn't dropped me. So that's what I'm doing. And other people are like, "Oh, I sold a screenplay and a pilot." I'm like, "That must be nice. That must be nice." So it's good to have Nana, because Nana's like, "Oh my God, good for you." The Feral Progressive says, "I have a TRO against my autocorrect," as you should. Autocorrect is the devil. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love Northern California. I really do. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. Yeah, Nana just knew all those hard years would pay off eventually. She would get to schlep herself up in the Hollywood Hills to a party and talk to people. So yeah, it'll be good to see her. She's the star. Honestly, she is the star. Mm-hmm. Oh, Diana says, "I have a sister in the Twin Cities and cousins. I'm from Upper Michigan." Oh, you're from the UP. That's what you guys call it, right? I went to college with a girl from the Upper Peninsula or Upper Michigan, and she called it the UP. I think, if I remember correctly. I mean, college was like 80 years ago for me. Lives in the South. I'm from the Upper Michigan. I live in the South now and do miss I love the Midwest. You can take the girl out of the Midwest, but you can never take the Midwest out of the girl. I love it. You know, I keep telling my husband, Chella, and maybe we need to just move back to Minnesota. I miss it, but it's so cold. That's the only thing. I'm like, oh, it's so chilly. And I've been in California so long now. That's, I don't know. Okay, let's get into it. We got so much to talk about. You guys. Okay, let me see. Let me open up my messages here that I send to myself of things I want to talk about. Okay, first of all, speaking of Mormons and Mormon wives, we have to talk about the secret lives of Mormon wives and the latest stuff going on with that. Even if you don't watch it, just you'll want to. Will you want to? Well, I'm going to tell you about it. Okay, you don't have to know anything about the show. And I'm going to explain what's going on there. We also have LaurenMatthias Hidden True Crime every day. Every day she's hustling. Every day she's trending with something she probably doesn't want to be trending with. This morning I couldn't sleep last night. I then woke up really early for the little sleep I did get, and I was watching Auntie Deb's channel. And for the Karen Reed people that followed that case, you're probably subscribed to Auntie Deb. If you're not, subscribe. He's really funny. And he had the Glare on, who is another creator within that Karen Reed sphere. And I think formally he said he was maybe in the true crime chromosphere, I believe. And they were talking, and he was saying that he had some information about LaurenMatthias that he wanted to share with his friend Turtle Boy to cover, but Turtle Boy was really busy, so he wasn't able to cover it on his stream, I think yesterday. But there is an allegation of plagiarism against LaurenMatthias. So we got to talk about that, obviously alleged. So I have the audio from the Glare, and I did see that someone, so after I was done watching it, I checked my email, and one of you beautiful lean teamers, I appreciate you guys so much, emailed me too about this and was like, turn on Auntie Deb. And I'm thinking, yes, we see each other. So thank you guys. So it's just, I mean, projection at its finest. It's usually the people who are accusing other people. Remember LaurenMatthias with the Lori Hellis book and sending the link around and having to have her, you know, proofread or whatever, whoever she had her, whatever she said. She sent, you know, allegedly Lori Hellis's link around, got the link through a nefarious way, telling a friend, oh, I just didn't get it. Can you send it to me? And it was because Lori didn't want her to have it. And she was worried. She wanted to make sure, according to her, that, you know, nothing was lifted from all the hard work that Lauren had done on the Daybell case. And then here we are, LaurenMatthias allegedly put out a video today, and I was watching that, where the script that she's going off of, and we'll watch the beginning of both videos, is very similar to that of Miss Annie Elise.
It's inappropriate.
Now, if you remember, who used to be Annie Elise's producer? I know too much about this world now, you guys. I've gotten too deep. I've fallen into the hyper-focused ADHD neurodivergent rabbit hole. Shout out to Don the Rabbit Hole News. I just have. And so Grayson, who is now, you know, cult member, producer, nanny, basement dweller to the Hidden True Crime, LaurenMatthias and John Matthias YouTube channel, was a producer for Annie Elise previously. So some are wondering, did Grayson they needed a little video, they needed a script. Did she just lift an old script that they had for Annie Elise? And so the Glare was talking about this because apparently somebody messaged him. Let's just listen to what the Glare has to say about this. I recorded the audio here. So we'll just listen to the audio of him explaining this to Auntie Deb this morning. And if you want to see, I think he's going to do a separate live about this or video, but I'll put their links in the description too, so you guys can access Auntie Deb and the Glare's channels. It's just crazy. I was like, what? The lady who says people might plagiarize her is plagiarizing? Say it ain't so. So he was explaining this morning on Auntie Deb's show. So let's take a listen.
I was somebody that I was supposed to have on my channel to talk about it too, an old friend of ours.
Also, I this is at like 1.5. So apologies, but that's how I watch everything. And I forgot to change it. I might have changed it to 1.25 in the middle, but let's just listen.
I was somebody that I was supposed to have on my channel to talk about it too, an old friend of ours. But so while I was live yesterday, a lot of people were like, what happened to your live stream? It just cut off, blah, blah, blah. Because like I had a hot mic moment and I didn't want to have the hot mic moment on the on the stream.
Yeah, I heard the end of that.
Yeah. So
I thought it was not.
So I got a text, a random text from somebody going, yo, like this Lauren chick just went live. And I'm telling you, that shit is word for word one of Annie's scripts from 10 to Life, word for word. And I'm like, wait, what? And like I reacted on the live stream. I went, oh shit, like because I reacted to the message. And so of course I'm like Annie and me, dude, we're ride or die. Like me and Annie have been friends for 6 fucking years, dude. Like, and here's the thing about Annie. Annie, nobody, and I've said this 100 times, dude, nobody deserves the success that Annie has more than Annie.
You said we had conversations about this. You were like, this girl deserves everything.
Because nobody has ever worked harder that I've ever seen. Nobody has a better work ethic. Like Annie got to where she got because she was just like, you know what? She set a New Year's resolution one year. I can't remember what year. I think it was like 2020. She was like, I'm going to set a New Year's resolution where I'm going to fucking make a video every day on a different case every day. That's what she told herself she was going to do. And she did this. She fucking wrote them. She fucking recorded them. She edited them, all of them. And then built herself through that hard work, built herself to where she is now, to where she has people working under her. She's touring and packing fucking venues all over the country. She's a fucking badass. Yeah, totally. And so it's not like, I mean, people are like, oh, well, people only watch Annie because she's pretty. No, it doesn't work that way, dude. You have to work. Like, you have to fucking work. Like any one of us, seriously, like if any one of us were to like knuckle down and do that, like because of the juice, that shit would happen. You know what I'm saying? Like all it would take is one of like, if I wanted that, all I would have to do is just decide, okay, I'm gonna start working my ass off. I'm gonna make this work. You know, I could do that. You could do that. Nurse Kim could do that. Anybody could do that. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're, you know, like, unless you just don't have the personality for it. Like Crawford could never do that. The only way he could do that is if he fucking got guest after guest after guest after guest after guest. Sad. But now I'm gonna throw shade every chance I get. So like for sure, like the first thing I do, like Annie's my homie. So the first thing I do is somebody contacted her about it already, apparently, because I call her up. And my mic was hot when I called her up, but I was calling to confirm it. I was like, yo, people are telling me this and this and this. And she's like, that's 100% my shit. That's my script. There's maybe like a 15%. There's maybe like a 15% of it that's not mine. Maybe.
Didn't you do this to the girl you had on your show too, but her book?
Who?
That girl who was like connected to this, who was like, she wrote a book and that Lauren chick like
Lori Hellis
asked for a copy of it or whatever.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like not this. Yeah, she tried to get her book from not being published or something like that. I totally forgot I had that lady on my show. Because what ended up happening?
How'd you forget Lori Hellis was on your show, Claire? How do you forget the Queen was on your show?
With the LaurenMatthias stuff, because I was covering it, and then I saw that the community that I so eagerly left behind before joining this community, they were getting involved, and I was like, I'm not touching that shit. Like I texted Aiden and I was like, dude, that shit is all you, bro. Like I'm going back to fucking exposing dirty cops where it's safe. Fuck that. Like these people are fucking crazy. I don't want nothing to do with them. And so this thing though, this hits different because it's like she fucking right. That's my homie right there. You know what I'm saying? So I got to speak up.
When it gets to a personal place, it does fuck with you differently. Like
yeah,
and I shot it like it hits you in a weird spot, and you're like, no.
Yeah, and I shot it over to Aiden last night because he's already been talking about it. It was in his title that he was going to bring it up. So I called him. I was like, yo, I got some shit for you here, man. Like, you know, and I explained it to him, but he was kind of in a hurry. And he was like this because remember he put his live off for an hour or whatever.
Right.
So it was real quick, but he went over a lot last night. I guess he just didn't get to that because he was live for like 3.5 hours or something. So he just didn't get around to it. But yeah. So
you going over? You gonna go over today?
I think so. Yeah. Because somebody else is supposed to be, I think, putting together a comparison of the two videos. Because Annie's is from 2023, and
hers is right?
So you know, like, so here's the thing: is Grayson? There's a little bit of tea that you may not know. A lot of people already do.
That heavy breather.
Grayson used to work for Annie.
Auntie Deb called Grayson the heavy breather.
I heard that.
Right. So Grayson apparently, like what it looks like happened is Grayson just took one of Annie's old scripts that she had access to and then gave it to Lauren to fucking plagiarize.
It's inappropriate.
Yeah, Drago's here somewhere. I don't know. Clever, you want to say hi?
Green Grayson.
I think.
Damn.
Whoa, like they're dirty.
Oh, no, they're dirty.
Yeah, that's
You're
dirty. No, they're not. But some people who were from that old community started like befriending the woman that Aiden had on recently. That I was somebody that I was supposed to have on my channel to talk about it too, an old friend of ours. But so while I was live yesterday, a lot of people were like, "What happened to your live stream? It just cut off."
Okay, so that restarted. So apologies, Drew Solo says, I love this channel, but my only complaint is every video is sped up and it sounds like the Micro Machines, the Micro Machine Man. I think now I understand. I was undiagnosed ADHD as a kid, but I could understand every word of the Micro Machine, and I'd be talking like the Micro Machine Man, and I was always going through all the Micro Machine Man. Like, how can I talk to the Micro Machine Man? How can we talk? So now it makes sense. Now that I'm a diagnosed neurodivergent, that's why I liked him. But yes, I apologize. Sorry. I forget that not everyone is ADHD and not everyone speeds up all their stuff. So I'll try to remember. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. So yes. So as you could hear, sped up is on Auntie Deb's channel, the glare on there talking about how he got a text message during his live and he had a hot mic moment. Because I was wondering, I was like, where did the Glare's live go? Because I wanted to watch it, and then it was because he was caught on this hot mic and then talking about LaurenMatthias possibly stealing the script, just like plagiarizing allegedly Annie's script, where she talks about a crime that actually happened in Minnesota, Little Falls, Minnesota. And Annie's was, like he said, I think in 2023, and Lauren just put hers out today, I believe. Today or maybe later yesterday. So we'll look over the beginning of both. When I watched the beginning of both, I was like, oh yeah, that does look like it's pretty much exactly what Annie Elise said. So Lauren. So it is interesting when, like the Glare said, you think about how Grayson used to be one of Annie's producers and could still have access to old scripts or things that they worked on. Now, I don't know if she was her producer in 2023, but maybe. Also, another fun fact, as I then headed over to last night, I was just doing, before I even heard about this, I was looking at things, diving down the rabbit hole of this, hidden true crime stuff and looking up Annie Elise, or maybe I did it this morning. I can't remember. All right. And I found out that Annie Elise's producer is Jess. So this is a crossover to Vanderpump Rules. So remember Jessica, for my Vanderpump Rules people, Lala Kent, aka Lauren from Utah's old producer on the Give Them Lala podcast. And remember, all of a sudden Jess disappeared one day and Lala was being so shady about it. And we were all like, Team Jess. Jess is awesome. She deserves better. She didn't even get to say goodbye to the fans. She did all the work on that podcast. She's a cutie patootie. So it turns out Jess went on to take a producer job with Annie Elise, leaving Lala. And so Lala felt salty. And now I get it. I mean, I think Lala should just be happy for Jess because it's definitely an upgrade.
Boom. Roasted.
Annie Elise is like way more popular and successful in the podcast realm and all of that. And maybe just in life, no offense, all offense, than Lala. So Jess got this producer job. So shout out to Jess. We love Jess. So as I'm looking at Annie Elise's Instagram, I was like, is that Jessica Walter, Lala's old producer? And Jess and I, we follow each other now. We've DM'd. She's such a sweetie. She's so awesome. We were always like, Team Jess. We feel like Lala did her dirty. And this makes so much sense. Like thinking that Grayson was Annie Elise's producer. And now it's Jessica Walter. I'm like, what an upgrade. It just fits more. And if you know Jessica Walter, she is actually in this little clip I play. This one right here when she was producing on the Give Them Lala podcast.
I heard actually mixed reviews on Joleen.
Oh, Joleen was excellent. What are they saying?
I don't know. So maybe I have to reach out to Jessica, but it sounds like Annie Elise, from what the Glare was saying, she doesn't care. She's just like, I guess she's probably like, let LaurenMatthias have my scraps. Like, it doesn't sound like she's necessarily going to fight this or talk about it. Like, according to the Glare, she doesn't want to get into the mess. And I don't blame her, because it's a video of her from years ago. And, you know, maybe she's just like, I got my views on it. Lauren is just a sinking ship. No offense, all offense. And she doesn't want to waste her time or maybe even have her name associated with LaurenMatthias's in the Googles. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so good for Jess. Such an upgrade for her leaving Lala, and also an upgrade for Annie Elise. I bet she just loves having Jess as a producer, because Jess is just, she's just awesome. She's amazing. We love her. So I'm like, oh my God, all my worlds are crossing over from Bravo into this, you know, true crime craziness. And I was so happy, because I never asked Jess, or I never even, she did a podcast of her own, and it's not like we're like the bestest of friends. You know, we just follow each other and have sent nice DMs to each other, and that's it. You know, she's just a sweetie, and we cheer for her, because it sucks to see someone who works so hard and then they're done dirty by people with big egos. Another Lauren with big egos. So it wouldn't be Jessica Walter's first time dealing with a Lauren with a big ego, because Lala Kent, whose real name is Lauren, from Utah, has a huge ego, and LaurenMatthias. You know, so we cheer for her, because I hate when people are treated shitty because you think you're better. It's like, no. But it looks like Jess is thriving over with Annie Elise, and I love to see it. And they were at CrimeCon. I'm like, oh my God, where have I been? Not putting this together, this connection together. So anyways, let's take a look at Annie's first. We're going to go back and forth. So Annie Elise, it was the story of Byron, this Byron guy from Little Falls, Minnesota, who I remember this story like quite a while ago. And it was like a home invasion turned schmurder. And they, you know, he wanted to argue on the grounds of he was maybe like a stand your ground type situation. And the prosecution was like, but it seemed more execution style. And it was due to this. Well, we'll see it. I don't want to give it all away, because they're going to tell us. We're going to watch two videos. So let me pull up the Hidden True Crime. Where did you go, Hidden True Crime? All right. Smash that like if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe. You guys are amazing. Appreciate you. Okay. So I think Lauren put this out now because it was something that happened around Thanksgiving many years ago. So let's watch Annie Elise's, and hers was from 2 years ago. And LaurenMatthias's is from 1 day ago. So let me share the screen here. And you guys decide what you think. Do you think this was lifted? Did LaurenMatthias lift Annie's words, her script? Did she just copy? Because, you know, she's really big on, I write my own scripts. We work so hard. You know, because now Lauren is out there, you know, copyright striking Kresha and Kay. And, you know, I'm going after the victims' families for copyright. And it's like, but girl, it looks like you freaking stole the script from Annie Elise from a video she did 2 years ago. And this video has 1 million views. Oh, and Lauren's video right now is sitting at 6.9 thousand views. That's like views I get. I just assume a bigger channel would do. No wonder Annie Elise is like, let her have it. Okay. Annie Elise is being a charitable, allegedly, you know?
Boom. Roasted.
She's like, just whatever. Let her get her 7,000 views. Oh, Lowen, no. It didn't have to be like this, Lowen. So Annie's title is Unhinged, Secret Recordings, Taunting, and Schmurder. What really happened at the house next door. Let me make sure I'm subscribed now. Let me subscribe. Let me give you a likey, Annie, since now I know that, you know, now I know of you, and now I know Jess is your producer. I'm going to support you, girl. All right, guys. We'll listen to a little here, then we'll go over to Lauren and sound off in the chat or the comment section if you're on the replay crew, and let me know if you think Lauren stole her script.
Today's case may be a bit of a controversial one, and I'm going to be honest with you, it's a long one, so get ready. We can all agree that a person's home should be the place where they feel the most safe and the most secure. The right to bear arms is a very sensitive topic, but most people would agree that everyone has the basic right to protect their home. On Elm Street, in the city of Little Falls, Minnesota, after a retired man had been burglarized nearly a dozen times, he started to feel more and more violated and afraid in his own home. So with little help from law enforcement and at his wit's end, he decided to take matters into his own hands by securing his home the best that he could. He armed himself in his home and waited for the next inevitable break-in. But this time, he would be ready. In this story, we will discuss this truly tragic and personally, I think, avoidable situation and how two teens' bad choices resulted in a real-life nightmare on Elm Street. Like I said, it's a controversial one, and you're going to be with me for a while. Hey guys, I'm Elise. This is 10 to Life. Hear me when I say buckle up and get ready. You're going to be with me for a while, and let's dive right in.
There we go.
Byron David Smith was born on June 11th, 1948 in Little Falls, Minnesota. He was born to parents Ted and Ida Smith. Byron and his older brother grew up in a happy household, and they participated in the Boy Scouts from a very young age. Byron would go on to become an Eagle Scout, which is the highest rank in the Scout system, an honor that only 4% of Boy Scouts ever receive. He became an avid outdoorsman and always wanted to make his parents proud. He worked hard to live up to his father's achievements, who was a decorated Army veteran serving in World War II as a pilot.
Okay, so now let's head over to Lauren. Hi, Lauren. And let's see if there's some similarities. Okay, let me share Lauren here. So remember what Annie just said, if you can. Let's see, Lauren, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life, girl? Why? Okay, here we go. So Lauren's video is this one. She's sitting against a wall. She loves this, being against just a blank wall or one at a hotel. And this is teen burglary turns deadly and caught on camera, self-defense or ambush. The Elm Street murders.
It's inappropriate.
And this, like I said, 6.9K views, 771 likes. A little different views wise. Let's see, content wise.
Make us take a hard look at what people do when they're scared or angry and push us to question just how far someone should be able to go when they say they're defending their home. And few cases bring that debate into sharper focus than what happened in Little Falls, Minnesota on Thanksgiving Day.
Did you call it Little Falls? Oh, that's where Gloria Steinman lives, in Little Falls, Minnesota. It's Little Falls. So we're not reading the script correctly. Lauren, why do you do this?
When they say they're defending their home. And few cases bring that debate into sharper focus than what happened in Little Falls, Minnesota on Thanksgiving Day in 2008. It began the way many rural crime stories do. A homeowner on edge after a series of break-ins and two teenagers who made a dangerous, life-altering choice. Haley Kiefer and her cousin Nicholas Brady broke into the home of 64-year-old Byron David Smith, likely expecting to grab what they could and get out. But what they found instead was a man waiting, a man who would later say he genuinely believed he had reached his breaking point. What unfolded in Byron's basement was anything but simple. And it forces us to ask, in moments of extreme fear, how do we truly judge whether someone's response is proportional or excessive? Prosecutors argued that this wasn't a split-second act of self-defense. They pointed to audio recordings Byron had set up inside his home, recordings that captured footsteps, the confrontation, and the gunshots. To them, the tapes revealed deliberate actions that went far beyond what the law considers reasonable force. But many people see it differently. Could fear alone justify decisions that, in hindsight, seem calculated? To this day, some argue that Byron was a terrified homeowner who had been repeatedly targeted, someone who reacted after feeling abandoned by the system. They believe he did what anyone might do in that moment of fear, maybe even what they themselves would have done. And yet, the moral lines remain blurred. When does fear become justification for lethal action? Since the trial, the divide around this case has never really closed. Supporters say Byron should be freed and that his actions were justified. Critics say that the recordings tell a different story. How do we reconcile legal definitions of premeditation with the instinctual drive to survive? This case isn't just about a break-in or a deadly encounter. It's about that blurry line between defending your home and going too far. It's about fear, frustration, and the split seconds where everything changes. And it's about two teenagers who made a terrible decision and a homeowner, though, whose response continues to spark debate more than a decade later. I'm LaurenMatthias, and this is Hidden True Crime, where we explore the hidden motives behind some of the most unimaginable crimes. And today we're digging into the complicated, controversial case of Byron David Smith and the questions it still raises about danger,
Thank you,
instinct,
Tams.
and what self-defense truly means.
Okay, now we're getting into the meat.
A home is supposed to be the one place where a person feels completely safe, a sanctuary from the outside world. In the quiet city of Little Falls, Minnesota, one retired man found that sanctuary under constant threat. Repeated burglaries, stolen possessions, and little assistance from law enforcement left him fearful in his own home. To protect himself and his property, he took extreme measures, arming himself and preparing for the next inevitable intrusion. And that intrusion on Thanksgiving 2012 would come from two local teenagers, familiar faces in the town, and to the man himself. The events that followed would divide the community, spark debates over the right to self-defense, and raise uncomfortable questions. When does preparation cross the line into premeditation? And where and when does self-protection become something far darker? Byron David Smith was born on June 11th, 1948 in Little Falls, Minnesota to Ted and Ida Smith. Byron grew up with an older brother in a household marked by stability and encouragement. Both boys were active in the Boy Scouts from an early age. Byron, he excelled in scouting, eventually achieving the rank of Eagle Scout. The lessons of discipline, responsibility, and leadership stayed with him. Throughout his life, Byron's father, Ted, was a decorated Army veteran, a man whose service in World War II left a lasting.
That sounds familiar. Let's just rewind a little bit here. So she replaced happy with stable.
By stability and encouragement. Both boys were active in the Boy Scouts from an early age.
Oh, that's deja vu.
Byron, he excelled in scouting, eventually achieving the rank of Eagle Scout.
Okay. Okay. Annie, what do you think? What the fuck? Okay. Lauren?
The lessons of discipline, responsibility, and leadership stayed with him. Throughout his life, Byron's father, Ted, was a decorated Army veteran, a man whose service in World War II left a lasting mark on the family.
Okay. Annie, give it to us, girl. Oh, you guys can't hear Annie. Shit, I have to switch. I'm so sorry. Oh my God. Thank you for telling me that. Okay. Oh, stupid StreamYard. Or stupid me, but really stupid me. But also StreamYard. Okay. So I was going back and forth like, huh? And you guys are like, what the fuck is this chick talking about? Okay. What is Joleen doing? Okay.
Born to parents Ted and Ida Smith, Byron and his older brother grew up in a happy household, and they participated in the Boy Scouts from a very young age. Byron would go on to become an Eagle Scout.
Okay. So didn't we just hear Lauren say almost the exact same thing? That's why I was like, Okay, now we'll go to Lauren's video.
Born on June 11th, 1948 in Little Falls, Minnesota to Ted and Ida Smith. Byron grew up with an older brother
I mean, in the same order.
in a household marked by stability and encouragement.
So Annie says a happy household, and Lauren says stability and encouragement.
Both boys were active in the Boy Scouts from an early age.
Yep, Annie told us that.
Byron, he excelled in scouting, eventually achieving the rank of Eagle Scout.
Okay, so she's like, he excelled. He's an Eagle Scout, baby. And then Annie's like, yeah, I already said that. Okay, Annie.
Byron and his older brother grew up in a happy household, and they participated in the Boy Scouts from a very young age. Byron would go
Even the like young age.
on to become an Eagle Scout, which is the highest rank.
It's the same.
This is great.
What the hell?
She switched some words around.
Oh my God, no way.
Girl, you couldn't even like maybe mess up the order a little bit?
In the Scout system, an honor that only 4% of Boy Scouts ever receive.
Okay, I think, didn't Lauren say something about how many people? Oh, Lauren, what are you doing, Lauren? And 2 years later thinking, they're not going to know. 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 Oh, they know.
Far darker. Byron David Smith was born on June 11th, 1948 in Little Falls, Minnesota to Ted and Ida Smith. Byron grew up with an older brother in a household marked by stability and encouragement.
And like Annie says, happy.
Both boys were active in the Boy Scouts from an early age. Byron, he excelled in scouting, eventually achieving the rank of Eagle Scout. The lessons of discipline, responsibility, and leadership stayed with him throughout his life.
Okay, so Lauren left out that Eagle Scout is very difficult, the less than 4%. Okay, so let's go back to Annie and see what Annie is saying next. Oh, it's like deja vu, vu, vu.
He became an avid outdoorsman and always wanted to make his parents proud. He worked hard to live up to his father's achievements, who was a decorated Army veteran serving in World War II as a pilot. During a raid in Germany, his plane was shot down and he became a prison officer of war for 19 months.
Okay, let's see if Lauren talks about this. Lauren, are you going to talk about this too? Oh boy. Okay, here we go. Back to Lauren.
Byron's father, Ted, was a decorated Army veteran, a man whose service in World War II left a lasting mark on the family. During the raid over Germany, Ted's plane was shot down and he spent 19 months as a prisoner of war.
That's exactly what she said. Annie just said that. So did Grayson just lift parts of the script and say, here, Lauren, read this, and say, I just wrote it? Is Grayson sabotaging like you guys are saying? Lauren?
After his release, he was awarded a Rolex watch by the French government,
A Rolex?
recognizing his bravery and resilience.
Okay. Does Annie mention let's see if Annie mentions the Rolex. Maybe she doesn't mention the Wolex. Maybe she doesn't. Maybe she doesn't. I don't remember.
Serving in World War II as a pilot. During a raid in Germany, his plane was shot down and he became a prison officer of war for 19 months. After his release,
she's going to talk about the watch. She's talking about the watch.
No.
he was given a Rolex watch by the French government for his service.
Oh, Lauren, that's not good.
And time spent as a prisoner of war, which he would later pass on to his son Byron. Byron cherished this watch, which was to him a just priceless heirloom.
Okay. Oh, Lauren. Let's see what Lauren, does she talk more about the watch, the Wolex? I mean, she does pronounce it a little differently, so maybe she thought she could get away with it because she's pronouncing words. She called it Little Fills or Little Feels instead of Little Falls.
18 months as a prisoner of war. After his release, he was awarded a Rolex watch
A Rolex?
by the French government, recognizing his bravery and resilience. This watch would one day become a treasured heirloom for Byron, a symbol of courage and sacrifice he carried with pride. Academically gifted, Byron graduated second in his class from Little Falls High School. He went on to join the U.S. Air Force as an
Lauren, what are you doing? Oh boy. Either someone is copy and pasting the Wikipedia, Grayson, for balls, or we got straight up plagiarism.
That signified his father's bravery and sacrifice. Byron graduated Little Falls High School second in his class for academics, and after college, he was inducted into the U.S. Air Force as an electrical engineer. Due to his impressive test scores and engineering ability, he was quickly assigned one of the most difficult and critical jobs during the War of Vietnam, implementing bombing and navigation systems on B-52 bomber airplanes. He then volunteered for highly dangerous in-flight duty on the B-52s, which earned him a Commendation Medal for excellent performance on these flights.
Okay. Oh, I'm afraid to click on Lauren's. I'm afraid. Lauren, no. Don't do it. Come up with something different. Come on. We believe. Come up with something different.
and sacrifice he carried with pride. Academically gifted, Byron graduated second in his class from Little Falls High School. He went on to join the U.S. Air Force as an electrical engineer, where his skills quickly earned him a critical assignment, developing and implementing bombing and navigation systems on B-52 bombers during the Vietnam War. Volunteering for in-flight duty, he undertook dangerous missions that earned him medals and rapid promotion, including the Air Combat Medal. Over the course of his service, he also received multiple honors, recognizing both his skill and dedication. The Air Force Personal Commendation Medal, Air Force Outstanding.
Oh, good girl. Lady, you don't got to just pump out the material. You got to learn how to say it. The Air Force personnel. Oh.
Over the course of his service, he also received multiple honors, recognizing both his skill and dedication. The Air Force Personal Commendation Medal,
The Air Force Personal Accommodation Medal.
Air Force Outstanding Unit Award, Good Conduct Medal, National Defense Service Medal, Vietnam Service Award, Vietnam Gallantry.
Speaking of which, people also have found that LaurenMatthias might have lied about that Idaho award she won. So let me write a note for myself. We got to talk about that after this. Oh boy, Lauren.
Cross Vietnam Campaign Medal, and the Air Force Longevity Ribbon. So many awards.
So many awards. Try to catch them all, bish. All right, let's go back to Annie. Oh boy. Annie even has pictures of the awards. The Air Force Accommodation Medal.
The E5 Staff Sergeant in less than 4 years, which was an accomplishment less than 5% of all first-term enlistees met. He received the Air Force Personal Commendation Medal, the Air Force Outstanding Unit Award.
Annie says it's just like Air Force Personal Accommodation Medal. And Lauren's like, Air Force Personal Accommodation Medal.
For distinction in hazardous conditions, the Air Force Good Conduct Medal, the National Defense Service Medal for voluntary service during a national emergency, the Vietnam Service Award for direct support of ground troops, the Air Force Longevity Award Ribbon for 4 years or more of service, the Vietnam Gallantry Cross Medal from the Vietnamese government for valor or heroism, and the Vietnam Campaign Medal for direct combat support. It's obvious. He served an incredibly important and brave role for the U.S. and continued to do so even after his time in the military. After his service, Byron went back to school and attended California Polytech University, where he studied electrical engineering and was hired to develop wideband television distribution systems. After that, he became employed by the United States Department of State as a technical security engineer.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Annie. That was lovely. Let's go back to Lauren. Lauren even looks unsure. Like Annie, look at Annie is very like, hey, we got this. And Lauren's like she literally, why do her videos always look like she's doing a hostage video? Like she doesn't want to be there. You're like, you okay? I'm fine. I'm just trying to read this script that Grayson wrote. She's a great writer.
Following his military career, Byron attended California Polytechnic to study electronics and engineering. He was soon employed developing wideband television distribution systems before taking a position with the U.S. Department of State as a technical security engineer. In that role, he designed and implemented security systems for U.S. embassies around the globe, managing a team of 50 staff and living in locations like Bangkok, Cairo, Moscow, Beijing, and South Africa. His workplace
South Africa. I love South Africa.
Placed him at the forefront of embassy security, protecting personnel and assets from potential threats. In 2009, after 2 decades of service.
2 decades. After 2 decades.
Byron retired and returned to his childhood home in Little Falls, Minnesota.
Little Fields. I liked it better when you said Little Fields. Okay, let's back to Annie, the originator of the content. Okay, Annie, give it to us.
And was hired to develop wideband television distribution systems. After that, he became employed by the United States Department of State as a technical security engineer, where he would develop and implement security systems for foreign U.S. embassies around the world. He had 50 staff members who worked directly under him and had extensive responsibilities to protect the embassies from threats of terrorism. Byron was able to travel the world with this career and lived in places like Bangkok.
Oh, not Bangkok. Oh, 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 ah, ah.
You save big money, when you shop Menards.
Oh my God. Annie, she's just saying what you said.
Cairo, South Africa.
South Africa?
Moscow.
Even in the same order. It'd be different if it didn't start with Bangkok. But Lauren was like, Bangkok, South Africa.
And Beijing. His father, Ted, unfortunately, passed away in 1998. And after 20 years working at the State Department,
he moved back to his hometown of Little Falls, Minnesota.
In 2009, he retired to his home.
Oh my God.
Home in Little Falls, Minnesota. He retired there to live with his mother, Ida, in his childhood home.
Oh, Lauren, why you do this? How are you going to sue other people for copyright and stealing your material when you are very blatantly, allegedly, stealing Annie Elise's video from 2 years ago? Bangkok.
In locations like Bangkok, Cairo, Moscow, Beijing, and South Africa. His work placed him at the forefront of embassy security, protecting personnel and assets from potential threats. In 2009, after 2 decades of service, Byron retired and returned to his childhood home in Little Falls, Minnesota, moving in with his mother, Ida, following her passing.
What? Moving in, same, exactly. Not couldn't. Oh, yeah.
3 years later, he was left alone in the sprawling 16-acre property along the Mississippi River with ample land to maintain and renovate.
Ample land or apple land.
He devoted himself to hobbies that suited his independent nature: hunting, hiking, outdoor photography, and collecting rare antiques.
Hunting, hiking, outdoor photography, and collecting rare antiques. All right. Annie? Did you say this too? Did you say this first? Let's look. I didn't think it was going to be this much. I mean, I watched a little bit of it, but I was like, yeah, certainly it's not going to be that much. But here we are. Okay, Annie, give it to us, girl. Give it to us, OG storyteller.
Years working at the State Department. In 2009, he retired to his home in Little Falls, Minnesota. He retired there to live with his mother, Ida, in his childhood home. Byron was always so dedicated to his work. He never settled down and got married or had any children. So when his mother, Ida, passed away 4 years after his retirement, he was left with a lot of free time. The home he shared with his mother was on a beautiful, sprawling 16-acre piece of land with the Mississippi River directly in the back. After he inherited the home, he enjoyed doing renovation projects
No, don't talk about hiking or outdoor photography or antique stuff.
and various yard projects on this property. Byron was said to be a very
Okay.
private person, and he developed several hobbies that he could
Oh
do
no, I thought Lauren came up with the hobbies on her own and she didn't.
alone, such as hunting, hiking, and outdoor photography.
In the same order, Lauren. Antiquing?
One of his most prized possessions was a $6,000
In the same order, Lauren. You couldn't even mix it up. Instead of you have to lead with hunting, you could be like outdoor photography, hiking, hunting. But no. Lauren was like, I'm just gonna say the same thing. I'm just gonna say the same thing.
Ample land to maintain and renovate. He devoted himself to hobbies that suited his independent nature: hunting, hiking, outdoor photography, and collecting rare antiques. One of his most prized possessions was a $6,000 Nikon camera used to capture Minnesota's wildlife and scenery. Though private by nature, Byron was well liked in his community. He formed close friendships with neighbors John and Kathy Lang. And
I think Annie's gonna tell us about. I think Annie's gonna tell us about the freaking camera. You guys are pretty sure she's going to.
Let's get back to Brad Pitt.
All right, Annie. Come back, lady. Come back, lady.
hobbies that he could do alone, such as hunting, hiking, and outdoor photography. One of his most prized possessions was a $6,000 professional Nikon D800 camera, which he used to photograph the wildlife and scenery of Minnesota.
That's exactly, Lauren, that is exactly what you just said, what Annie said 2 years ago.
Another one of his hobbies was collecting rare antique items.
I thought maybe Lauren had the rare antique items. Maybe. Nope.
It's inappropriate.
Annie said it first.
And he would often go out of town to antique shops hoping to add to his unique collection that he had gathered. Even though Byron enjoyed his privacy, he also was well liked in the community and good friends with several of his neighbors, primarily.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Whoa and no. Lauren. Same picture? Same wording?
Married couple named John and Kathy Lang.
We know.
And another neighbor named Bill Anderson.
There's always a Bill Anderson. In Minnesota, there's a lot of Bill Andersons. There's Anderson Owen, Anderson Ian. She could have threw in something fun. Anderson Owen, not to be confused with Anderson Ian or Anderson Windows.
After Byron retired and started spending more time at home, they came to know him as an interesting conversationalist who had amazing stories from his travels around the world and about his time in the military. He would go to dinner every Friday night with John and Kathy.
Okay, let's see if she mentions the dinner. Lauren, I can't believe you need to pull back all of your copyright strikes, all of your cease and desist, you apologize to Lori Hellis for even thinking she would plagiarize when you are clearly plagiarizing here from the looks of it. Annie, Elise's material.
Minnesota's wildlife and scenery. Though private by nature, Byron was well liked in his community. He formed close friendships with neighbors John and Kathy Lang. And Bill Anderson. He enjoyed hosting dinner with the Langs on Fridays and even allowed their son's band to practice in his garage. Passionate about youth mentorship, he volunteered with the local Boy Scouts, tutored in science and math, and judged science fairs. He had a quiet, fulfilling life dedicated to work, hobbies, and giving back to his community. In 2011.
Okay. All right. Annie, Did you talk about this? The helping the peoples? The helping the dilated peoples? Did you tell us this, Annie? And Annie, what a good person. She's like, yeah, I'm not really going to do anything to her, allegedly.
And he even allowed their son's band to play in a garage on his 16-acre property. Since they had nowhere else to practice, he offered his space up to them.
That's what Lauren said. Down to the letting the sons practice their band.
Byron was very passionate too about mentoring the youth of Little Falls, and he became very involved with the local Boy Scouts, tutoring science and math, and working as a judge for science fairs. Byron enjoyed his peaceful life and did his best to give back to the community and assist others whenever he could. Just a gentle man in this community who didn't have a family of his own, wanted to pay it forward, offer his expertise and knowledge, and really just involve himself and help out wherever he could. In 2011, Byron came across a group of boys who looked like they could use some of that guidance, and he offered to pay them to do various odd jobs, mostly yard work on his property during the summer while they were out of school. He paid them very well, and after showing them what needed to be done, he'd usually leave them to do it without micromanaging them. Byron would be off on the property working on something else somewhere else while the boys would either be chopping wood, mow the lawn, moved various things on the property around for him, did some painting, etc. He'd even cook for the boys on occasion.
Okay, Lauren, you couldn't have said this stuff, right, Lauren? Come on. Come on, Lauren. Come up with something different. Add some good details that aren't Annie's ideas and script. Come on, Lauren. Come on, copyright striker.
In science and math and judge science fairs. He had a quiet, fulfilling life dedicated to work, hobbies, and giving back to his community. In 2011, Byron noticed a group of local boys who seemed to need guidance. Seeing an opportunity to help, he offered them summer work on his property. Odd jobs, yard work, painting, moving wood, or general maintenance. He paid well, gave them autonomy, and even cooked for them at times. And for the boys, it was
Instead of leaving them alone, she changed it to gave them autonomy. Not trusted them on their own, but gave them autonomy.
Of earning money, spending time outdoors, and hearing Byron's fascinating stories of military service and world travel. Over time, however, Byron began to notice small items disappearing or being damaged. Initially, he chalked it up to forgetfulness, but with his meticulous attention to detail, he had always tracked.
Lauren, you need a meticulous attention to detail. Is this going to be the end for Palm Puppy Grayson? Do you guys think Lauren even knows? She's basically repeating word for word an Annie Elise script from a video 2 years ago and pawned it off yesterday as an original work of her own.
Every receipt, warranty, and document. The pattern became concerning.
Okay, back to the OG, Annie. Oh, Annie. This lady is stealing your shit, girl. I heard you got robbed. You got robbed by LaurenMatthias. She is robbing people out here and then accusing people of robbing her. No one can steal from Lauren if this is what she does. If she just steals from other people, technically, then people are stealing from other people and not Lauren.
And they seemed to appreciate the work that he was giving them and all of the interesting stories he had to tell about his life. However, over the course of the summer, Byron started to notice that small things were either misplaced or missing. And at first, he chalked it up to him just not remembering what he had done with the items.
Oh my God, that's too on the nose, Lauren. So she's like, I just chalked it up to him not remembering. Oh, Lauren.
Up to forgetfulness, but service and world travel. Over time, however, Byron began to notice small items disappearing or being damaged. Initially, he chalked it up to forgetfulness.
Lauren, this is embarrassing. Annie. Girl, she ganked your stuff. She ganked your material, your script, your words.
However, this wasn't really too likely because Byron placed or missing. And at first, he chalked it up to him just not remembering what he had done with the items. However, this wasn't really too likely because Byron spent years in his career paying attention to very small details.
Would you say it was meticulous? So yeah, it looks like what the feral progressive was saying is that Grayson just went in and was like, yeah, let's look up the source. What's another word we can use for meticulous? Or for this? Okay, meticulous. Okay. Autonomy, meticulous. We'll throw those words in. No one will know. No one will know.
And he was the type of person who itemized everything he owned, keeping every receipt, every pamphlet, and warrant.
So he would be meticulous.
Organized and accounted for. Slowly, the number of things that were missing and things moved around in his home started to concern him, and some of his expensive lawn equipment even started to get damaged. It seemed like the boys were beginning to take advantage of Byron's trust and generosity, and he decided that since summer was almost over, he just wouldn't have them back next year to work. Between 2011.
Okay. Now let's see with Lauren. Lauren, tell us what we just heard. Okay, Lauren, but in your Lauren way.
But with his meticulous attention to detail, he had always tracked every receipt, warranty, and document. The pattern became concerning. Expensive lawn equipment was damaged. Items
Inappropriate.
were missing. It became clear that the boys were taking advantage of his trust. When the summer ended, Byron decided not to bring them back the following.
This is, Lauren, this is crazy. You take that lawsuit against Kresha back right now. Under Kresha, you take that back. You take it back. You leave them alone. You're a thief, lady. We're seeing it right here in 4K. You take back these lawsuits. You stop your cease and desist. Okay? And you get a hold of yourself. Quit accusing people of doing shit you're doing. Oh my God. Joanne, thank you so much for becoming a member. Oh my God, Lauren, this is ridiculous.
These small betrayals of trust seemingly set the stage for what would happen next. During this time, Little Falls itself was changing. Between 2011 and 2012, locals reported a sharp rise in petty crime and substance use, particularly among teenagers. The quiet town was seeing teens engaging in vandalism, partying, and other risky behaviors. Nicholas, or
party, another risky behavior. Speak for yourself.
It's inappropriate.
Doesn't like a good party. You guys make sure you send this to Under Kresha. Send this to Kresha. Give this to Kresha's lawyers to show that LaurenMatthias has no ground to stand. She is the one, Your Honor. Objection. Judge Joleen is coming in. She is the one, Your Honor, who has a history of plagiarism and stealing copywritten material, not Under Kresha. Under Kresha merely played a video that her mother and father were featured in about the tragedy that happened to her family that LaurenMatthias and her weird husband with the tight Fitbit benefited from. They didn't even play the audio, and they gave commentary over it. Meanwhile, LaurenMatthias is over here just recycling other people's scripts. 2 years later, objection, no, overruled, let her speak. Thank you. Thank you. Therefore, I ask that you throw away this frivolous lawsuit, this horrible use of the judicial system, this online bullying, and you set Kresha free from LaurenMatthias, John Matthias, his old lady reading glasses, their Brad Pitt references, and their Botoxed eyebrows. Thank you. Amen. And God bless America. Objection. Overruled. Let her, thank you. Let me speak. Let me speak. Lauren. Oh my God. Kresha, I could represent you in court. Now, I don't technically have a law license. I've never technically went to law school, taken the bar, but I am creative. Okay. Copyright, more like copy wrong. Objection, overruled. Let her, thank you. Let me speak. Cindy Licious, copy wrong. This isn't a case of copyright. This is a case of copy wrong. And LaurenMatthias and Matthias have gotten it so wrong. The projection is dripping off Matthias's fragile male ego. Okay? Make them pay for their sins. Don't make Undercrusher pay for something she did not do. You cannot silence people. Lord, okay, stop it, Joleen. Stop it. I can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Let's get back. So Lauren's talking about the party and she's like, these kids are partying. These kids are having a little bit of fun. Have a little fun in the sun. Meanwhile, Annie already told this story 2 years ago.
And in 2012, there seemed to be a huge uptick in crime around the once quiet and safe town of Little Falls,
Lauren,
Minnesota.
you stole that.
People who lived there said that there started to become a serious substance use problem as well.
Lauren, you stole that too.
With little to do in the town besides outdoor activities, teens with too much time on their hands seem to get themselves into trouble by partying.
Lauren, you stole that. And another one. It's like that meme of that guy. And another one. And another one.
Vandalizing and committing small petty crimes. However, one Little Falls teenager, Nicholas Brady, usually kept himself busy working for his dad's tree trimming business and doing yard work in the summer. Nicholas was born on March 21st, 1995, to parents Jason and Kimberly Brady. Jason and Kimberly were a little rough around the edges,
I'd say so.
and had their fair share of run-ins with the law for substance possession and other minor crimes. Jason was in and out of jail quite a bit, and Nick and his 2 older sisters would spend a lot of time with their grandparents, who had a more stable household to provide for them. Nick's grandparents always made sure to take the kids to church and tried to keep the kids in extracurricular activities to avoid them getting caught up in some trouble.
Okay, well, Lauren, we're going to go back to you. I don't want to, but we have to, Lauren. We have to keep this point. We have to keep driving it home, driving it to your plagiarizing home.
Nick Brady was born March 21st, 1995, stayed relatively busy with his father's tree trimming business and other yard work during the summers. And despite his family's struggles, his parents, Jason and Kimberly, had multiple run-ins with the law.
You even used the same fucking pictures. There's not more pictures of them? Only you didn't write their names on it.
And Jason spent time in jail. Nick spent much of his childhood with his grandparents, who provided a stable environment and encouraged church and extracurricular activities. He was
She even brought up the church. Lauren, Jesus called. He said Jesus doesn't like liars, Lauren. Joseph Smith called. He said, Lauren, give Annie back her material. Give her back her script. Joseph Smith, big mad. He said, I don't know. You and John will be separated. There will be no ceiling for you two. You will not be saran wrapped together in the afterlife.
in wrestling and basketball at the Pillager Christian High School, popular among peers, and he was known for his humor, outgoing nature, though sometimes admittedly brash toward less popular students. Nick's closest companions were his sister Rachel and cousin Haley Kiefer, born October 17th, 1994, to Jay and Jenny Kiefer. Haley grew up in a protective, tight-knit family and was noted for her beauty, intelligence, and athletic ability. At Little Falls High School, she excelled in gymnastics, softball, cross country, and diving, while also holding part-time jobs. Holidays were spent at grandparents' homes, often alongside foster children in the family care system.
Oh, Lauren, why are you acting like this? Why you be like this? You don't have to. This is a choice, Lauren. This is a choice.
Nick participated in wrestling and also basketball at Pillager High School. And he loved the outdoors for hunting and for four-wheeling. He was said to just be very goofy, funny, and just an outgoing kid who was one of the popular.
Is he popular? Yes, Lauren. And another one.
For kids at his school. He was a goofy and free spirit, but some other students who attended the same school said that sometimes he'd
Brash. Was it brash?
act like a little punk.
A little punk, a little brash. So look in the thesaurus. There is Grayson going, what can I put for punk? Brash. Brash. Let's do brash. Brash. And sometimes he had a rash. Yeah. Because he had eczema. Okay. Good. Put that in.
Especially towards kids who weren't necessarily considered a part of the cool crowd.
And another one. And then it wasn't just like a little bit. You took the whole script, lady.
Or the in crowd, kind of a little bully-like behavior. Nick was very close to his sister.
Same picture.
I don't have any phones now.
Same picture.
Rachel, and one of their cousins, 18-year-old.
Can you imagine if 2020 and Dateline did the exact same scripts? Oh, they would be on the horn with each other. Whoever did it first would be like, excuse me? Hi. Yeah. Did you steal our material? That's called plagiarism and theft. This is copywritten, so don't copy me. I know they say imitation is the highest form of flattery, but not this way, Lauren. And especially, maybe we could have a little grace for you. Maybe if you weren't currently suing people for copyright and accusing them of stealing your material and your scripts that you say you work so hard to write. But yeah, yesterday you posted a video where it doesn't look like you worked very hard to write the script because Annie Elise wrote it 2 years ago.
Haley Kiefer. The three of them were said to
I'm yelling, Lauren. You're making me yell.
be peas in a pod and spent so much time together ever since they were babies. Haley was born on October 17th, 1994. She was born to parents Jay and Jenny Kiefer. She had a very protective older brother named Dylan, and they were known to be a very tight-knit family. Haley was said to be very pretty.
Same picture. Very pretty.
Popular, smart, and athletic, just like her cousin Nick. She attended Little Falls High School and
did she do diving and cross or country or softball or whatever?
Was on the gymnastics team, the softball team, and participated in diving and cross country. She always maintained a job, at times working at both a local KFC and a Pizza Ranch restaurant, and even the local movie theater.
Lauren, it's finger licking plagiarism. Lauren. Wow.
Constantly busy with activities, with jobs, just really keeping busy, you would think, and keeping out of trouble. Some of the Kiefer and Brady's favorite memories were holidays spent with the family and cousins at their grandparents' house
and another one
on days like Christmas and Thanksgiving. Their grandparents were also foster parents.
And another one. Yep.
And at times, they were concerned that a few of the teens in and out of their home might have been negatively influencing their grandkids. Some of these foster teens obviously came from a rougher background, but they hoped that the values that they instilled into their grandchildren would help.
What about your values, Lauren? Why are you stealing from Annie Elise? Why?
With them make
Grayson, why are you doing this, Pom Puppy? Pom Puppy Grayson, what's going on? Why would you do this? Why would you be a thief? And then feel like you need your fact checker to look over Lori Hellis's book and get her link in a nefarious way. Yes, I'm sure Long Crime is very jealous of this.
Good choices, regardless of what the other kids may have been doing or bringing into the home as far as learned behavior or learned habits. Well, in the summer of 2011, Nicholas had started hanging out with some boys named Jesse and Cody. He met them through school, and they wouldn't have been considered necessarily good influences. For whatever reason, maybe boredom or just wanting a thrill, the group, including his cousin Haley and sister Rachel, started vandalizing and spray painting public property, like in the park and even traffic signs. They were also getting heavily into partying at night, experimenting with alcohol and various types of substances.
All right, Lauren. I know what the answer is going to be, but let's check in with you and see if you have any original thoughts you could string together for us, Wowen.
Giving the cousins lessons in values, compassion, and resilience, even amidst negative influences. During the summer of 2011,
That's exactly what Annie said. And another one.
Nick began spending time with friends Jesse and Cody, peers who were considered bad influences.
And another one.
The group included Nick, Haley, and Rachel. They engaged in vandalism, spray painting public.
And another one, and another one, and another one. You could have said huffing. I'm sure if there was spray painting, there was huffing. Okay, it kind of goes hand in hand. Not that I would know. Not that I would know. I've just seen that episode of Intervention. I feel like I'm walking on sunshine. There's probably huffing.
Property and experimenting with alcohol and other substances.
And another one.
Concerned for their trajectory, Byron reached out, offering work on his property. Nick, Jesse, and Cody, they accepted the offer, learning from Byron and enjoying his company. Yet, the boys also began exploiting his trust, stealing items that could be pawned for money to fund their parties, damage to equipment, skipped
not fund their parties,
tasks, and subtle deceit became apparent.
Subtle deceit became apparent. Like here, Lauren, when you are deceiving your audience to believe that you wrote this script and these are your original ideas. Okay? I should be able to play your entire video with even no commentary and you wouldn't be able to strike me. Only Annie Elise would be able to because it's her work you have allegedly stolen.
One man took notice of them and thought he could help these kids get back on track by offering them to work on his land.
Was it Byron?
Sound familiar? Byron Smith decided to ask the boys if they would like to come and do those odd jobs and yard work for him. And Nicholas and his buddies Cody and Jesse accepted the offer. Over the course of the summer, they learned a lot about Byron from the stories that he would tell them and just by regularly being in and out of the house. It became obvious that Byron had a lot of nice things, and the boys started taking advantage of Byron's kindness and trust by stealing little things here and there.
And
if
another
it was
one.
something that they could sell, they would take it to pawn shops for money to buy alcohol or substances for their weekly parties. It didn't seem like Byron's attempt.
That's exactly like using the money to fund their parties, using the money to buy alcohol and stuff for their parties, for their partying. I mean, right? It's like, it just gets worse. It just gets worse.
To keep the boys out of trouble was going very well and working. And even though they'd act nice and appreciative to his face, it's clear that they were just using him to make money, whether it was through working for him and earning the money or not. They started to slack off with the jobs that he asked them to do, and they even damaged some of his expensive lawn equipment, like a tractor, while they were just goofing off with it. But he was paying them good money for not a lot of work, and the guys got to hang out together while making a buck, and then choosing to pocket things when they could for even a bigger profit.
Lauren, this is so bad. This is so bad. You're a hypocrite. What are you doing, lady? There's not enough fuzzy, half-zipped sweaters in the world to get you out of this one.
Byron's generosity was being taken advantage of. And by the time school resumed, the partying had not slowed. Haley's substance issues escalated, driven more by the desire to feel high than attachment to a specific substance. Nick similarly engaged, though to a slightly lesser extent. Legally, their actions were minor, a shoplifting incident for Haley and general teenage experimentation. Families remained hopeful, seeing them as normal adolescents, testing boundaries, right? But others, especially older residents, worried that the teens were running amok in town, frustrated by what they perceived as lenient oversight by parents and authorities. As the 2011-2012 school year drew to a close, Nicholas, again, Nick, Brady, and his friends, Jesse and Cody, they were already looking forward to summer, specifically summer work with Byron Smith. And after a season of odd jobs, yard work, and secretly stealing items to pawn for cash, the boys felt they had successfully pulled one over on an elderly man. To them, Byron was forgetful, generous, and most importantly, naive. They believed he was someone they could easily manipulate again. So when the summer of 2012 finally arrived, the boys returned to Byron's property with expectations high. They anticipated more projects, more pay, and most importantly, more opportunities to profit the treasures they could find. But Byron, he had no intentions of repeating the previous summer's mistakes. Without fanfare or anger, he told the boys he didn't need their help this year. He was polite, direct, and matter of fact, wishing them luck in finding other summer jobs. But the rejection struck the
The rejection. See, she perked up. She's like, I know all about that. The rejection.
boy's heart.
They were stealing. They were stealing, guys. They weren't stealing. They were stealing. All right. And if you've never had anything stealing from you, then you don't know what LaurenMatthias is talking about.
When summer ended and the kids went back to school, it didn't seem like their partying slowed down at all. Haley was said to have developed a pretty serious substance issue during this time.
Lauren, I thought maybe Lauren added that little thing about Haley. Like, okay, maybe she added a little. No, that again is from Annie's script.
However, it wasn't toward any specific type of substance. It was said that she was more so addicted to the feeling of being high. And would really use anything and everything that she could get her hands on. The same was true for Nicholas, although to maybe a slightly lesser extent. Even though the partying was definitely becoming an issue, their families still considered them to be good kids. They didn't get into any major trouble with the law other than one shoplifting incident for Haley. They kept on track with school and just seemed like they were doing normal teenage stuff, and that all of the rebelling behavior was just a phase. At least their parents hoped so. Others, especially retired-aged people, felt more like the teens in Little Falls.
Lauren said that too. You stole that too, Lauren.
Were running rampant and getting away with all sorts of mischief around the town, and they wished that the police or their parents would rein them in on a tighter leash, so to speak.
And
Toward
another
the end
one.
of the school year, Nick and his friends, Cody and Jesse, had been talking about how they couldn't wait to go back and work for Byron Smith again that summer. They were ready to get back to their treasure trove of items to pawn for money, and they really felt like they had pulled the wool over Byron's eyes the summer before. Since Byron never had confronted them about the items that had gone missing, they figured that he was just an old, forgetful old man and someone that they could eat.
That's exactly. Lauren used that. Oh my gosh. Lauren.
Let's get back to Brad Pitt.
Bruh.
Easily, definitely manipulate. So when the summer of 2012 finally rolled around, the boys showed up to Byron's expecting to get to work for him on any of the projects that he'd had
And he
for them to
said,
do.
No, no, no.
They thought he would be happy to see them again and for the help again, but that didn't turn out to be the case. Without telling them why, Byron simply said he didn't need their help this year and wished them a happy summer and good luck with their future. He wasn't rude
And another one.
or mean about it. He just matter-of-factly told them that he didn't need their help and wished them luck with other summer jobs. It's been said that this was a pretty big blow to the boys' ego, and they were upset that their big plans had been quickly shut down. Regardless, Byron didn't want to make the same mistake he did last year by trusting kids who clearly had no respect, honesty, or boundaries. And it's not like he couldn't do the work himself, after all. He had offered them the jobs out of kindness, and it was their own fault for ruining that opportunity for themselves. Byron had purchased another home not too far from his house on Elm Street, and he bought this as an investment and hoped to possibly rent it out. The house still needed some work, and he planned on fixing it up over that summer while doing his normal yard work, fishing, photography, and antiquing. However, one day, when he went over to do some work at the rental house, he walked in to find the entire thing completely destroyed from vandalism. There was spray paint all over the walls, the carpet, and the marble countertops.
All right, Lauren. What say you, Lauren? The alleged I'll just say alleged plagiarizer, in my opinion.
Their plans, built on entitlement and past successes, were suddenly shut down. Yet, from Byron's perspective, it was simple logic. He could complete the work himself, and he would not trust those who had already shown a lack of respect and boundaries, taken advantage of him. His generosity had been exploited. He wasn't going to let it happen again. The holidays are here.
Oh, now she got to add, like she has product placement. This is a promotion. You know what's crazy is she has the Honey Love. I got to hit them up because I wear Honey Love bras. They're my favorite. Okay. And if she can have paid promotion by them, certainly I can. I just improv my shit. I just come up with stuff on the spot, honey love. Okay, come.
Byron's focus that summer extended beyond the property on Elm Street. He had recently purchased a second house nearby, intended as an investment or potential rental. The property needed extensive renovations, and Byron spent time planning the work while maintaining.
That's exactly what Annie Elise said.
Gangsters make you proud.
His normal routines, yard work, fishing, photography, and antiquing. But one day, what should have been a routine visit turned into a shocking discovery. The house had been vandalized. Walls were spray painted, cabinets destroyed, windows shattered, marble countertops damaged, and bedroom doors punctured.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh. AKA the cat lady. Thank you for becoming. I think we've seen enough, you guys. This is insane. This is insane. Thank you to the Mad Chatter 102. Says, I used to watch Intervention and saw the huffing one. Yeah, I feel like I'm walking on sunshine. The good thing about that lady is from updates they did, it sounded like she maintained her sobriety and then went on to maybe like coach others' sobriety or help others in their sober journeys. So I liked those interventions where the people stayed sober. But Lauren.
Joe.
Oh my gosh. Hi, my husband, Lauren.
Hi.
Hi, babe.
I just wrote a speech. You want to hear it?
Yes, I would love. My husband said he just wrote a speech.
100% I wrote it.
He 100% wrote it. Okay.
7 years ago. That's what I got so far. But
Oh, okay. I think I've heard that before. You guys.
I write it.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep working on that one. Keep workshopping the 4 score and.
Big war against like cousin versus cousin.
Uh-huh.
Say it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Keep working on. Very original. Everyone in the chat is saying very original. Hype Man Husband Chalaran. You should keep going. And then you should put it on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But don't say that we're married.
What do you mean?
I just want you to get all the credit. Just you get all the credit.
That's nice to you.
I know. I'm very kind. I'm very kind.
Thinking of wearing a tall hat when I said
Oh, you're gonna wear a tall hat?
Yeah, and a beard.
And a beard. Okay. Yeah.
I'm thinking of calling it the Lindsay Berg's address.
The Lindsay Berg's address.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's this girl I know, Lindsay Berg, and I'm going to send it to her address.
Okay. That's not creepy or doesn't sound familiar at all. So
Okay.
that's
Well,
good.
I'll keep working on it. Thanks for
Yeah.
encouraging me.
Oh, I love you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks, too.
Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. The call is coming from inside the house. It's coming from inside the house. Hi, man, husband, Jellaren, coming in with a little bit of the funnies. But yeah, I mean, that sounded legit, right, guys? Like what Hype Man Husband RN is working on. That sounded pretty good. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you just shine on your own, baby. That's very original. Chell. Chell. Weren't you working on something about having a dream? He'll shoot. Okay, we can't hear you. He was working on another original. Go ahead.
I have a dream
Uh-huh.
that one day, I got to write it, and then
Okay.
I'll tell you.
Okay. Yeah, so far, so good.
I wrote this song. You want to hear it?
Yeah, he's got an original song. We'd love to hear it.
The chorus goes, glycerine, glycerine, don't let the days go by. You know the words already?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
We're that.
Journal?
No, we're that in tune.
Oh.
We're so in love that I knew.
Glycerine.
Okay, I think that's gonna be a hit. Glycerine, don't let the days go by. Could have been easier on you. Could have changed how I wanted to. All right. This next one is peaches and cream. I know what I mean. Peaches and cream. Okay. All right. Shout out to Hype Man Husband Shell coming in with his cutie patootie self. He just got a fresh haircut. We're going to watch some basketball tonight because that's what married people do on our sectional with our dogs and our cats. That makes us excited. Way to go, Hype Man Husband Shell. All right. He's great. He is great. We're so in sync. In our wedding vows, I said to him, it's gonna be me. So that was really Awesome. Shout out to 112. Always shout out to 112. Let's get married. Meet me at the altar in your white dress. I came up with that too. We ain't getting no younger, girl. We might as well do it. Girl, I must confess. Let's get married. Okay. Yep. I came up with that all by myself. Yeah. Lauren, I made up a song about Lauren because Joanne said she's sedated as fuck. 24 hours on YouTube. Lauren is sedated. She doesn't write her own fucking scripts. She is sedated. She's copyright suing victims of the crimes that she exploited and benefits from. She says that Lori Hellis might have plagiarized her, but she is doing the plagiarism. Plagiarize. Lauren is sedated. Okay. Yeah. So I'm working. I'm working on it. Oh my God, you guys, what are we going to do with this chick? She is, I can't. Thank you, Tortoise Interference, for the super chat saying, Joleen, I have ADHD too. Not just trying to be cool. I have a doctor's note too. We can compare doctor's notes. And I wonder if you also thought your teachers liked you best because they put your desk next. I did. I thought they liked me. And yeah, my coaches were always like, Joleen, just, she's always dancing and singing and just not paying attention. But then when the ball came to me, in softball, I caught it. Okay. I just couldn't sit there all day and do these same drills. I was like, let's go. I get it already. Okay. I'm picking up the pattern. That's what we do. We're neurodivergent. Let's go. Yeah. I thought the teachers loved me. They were like, yeah, she's great. We want her really close to us. Hilson, House of Crazy. Hi, producer Prince. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to the membership. We'll see you Friday for the members only. Yeah, musical tour. I have all the things. I totally understand. All right, Lauren, right now we need you to just stop bullying people. Talk about bullying. Stop threatening people with ridiculous. I'm listening to LaurenMatthias too much, and now I'm pronouncing things strangely. With ridiculous cease and desist, civil stalking orders, copyright lawsuits. Throw it away, lady. All right? It's not fair. You get to do it. They can't do it. Come on now. All right. You guys, I got to tell you about... Okay, first, let's go to the next thing that LaurenMatthias allegedly lied about. I mean, this lady is just, oh my God. Well, say allegedly. Okay, lady? Say allegedly. So remember yesterday when Lauren was like, hey guys, guess what? I did this story and I won first place. Okay. She said, I got, in 2015, I received the Idaho State Broadcasters Association Best Reporter Award. Remember she was talking about that in the Mormon stories that we roasted and reacted to yesterday? And I was like, how many people are in that? 4? What? 2?
Well, roasted.
Okay. So some people did some digging on the Reddits and they found that the Idaho Broadcast Association's Best Reporter Award for 2015 was won by Christine Nelson. Yeah, allegedly, I don't think that was one of Lauren's, like, how writers sometimes have secret names. They make up their writer's name, like a different little handle for themselves for their art. No, I think she's always either been LaurenMatthias or Lauren Johnson or something, Lauren Big Johnson, something like that. But apparently, according to the Googles, the Idaho Broadcast Association's Best Reporter Award in 2015 wasn't received by Lauren. Like I said, it was Christine Nelson. Nelson worked for KTVB News in Boise. She was recognized for her outstanding work as a news reporter. Her team also won other awards at the event, such as Best Newscast and best station website. So put your clapping congratulatory emojis in the chat for this Christine Nelson, who is not LaurenMatthias. All right. So you might be wondering, well, did Lauren win anything? Apparently, the Reddit sleuths have found that Lauren actually got third in the General News Report TV. So she got like a third place award in General News Report TV. Lauren Johnson, Doug Locksmith. Doug, that is not your name, is it?
Huh?
Not Doug Locksmith. Doug Lock-Smith. I love it, Dougie. I love it. That's Doug. And they won this third place award for Family Leaves Mormon Faith Following Policy Change. Now, is that the thing? Okay. Anyways, so that was a Division A award. So she got third in that. And then she got second place, according to the Reddit sleuths, for what was it? Spot News Report for TV in 2015. Lauren Johnson, Doug Locksmith again for drive-by shooting in Caldwell. So she did get that. But she did not get, allegedly, the Idaho State Broadcast Association Best Reporter Award. Like, girl, you don't think people can Google that? And let me just, okay. Let me just look it up myself just to make sure I'm not just going by what other people, even though other people put in the work. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for your service. So producer Prince and I will Google this real quick. So Lauren Johnson, Matthias, we'll just put both names. 2015 Idaho State broadcaster. Oh, Jesus. It's hard to do this because Prince is on my desk. So I have to do it on my lap. Broadcasters Association Best Reporter Award. Like, is this lady allergic to the truth? All right, Prince, where are you laying on my mouse, baby boy? Excuse me. I know I'm invading your privacy. I'm so sorry. Okay. Can I? Oh, that's not. I think, yep, you're on. Are you on my mouse? Where's my mouse? Okay. Excuse me. I hate to move you. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to disturb you. So sorry, sir. All right. So, best of 2015 winners.
Joe.
Yes, Hype Man Husband Chell is back.
I don't want to get too famous, so I'm going to write under a pseudonym.
Oh, pseudonym. That's what they're called. A pseudonym. Uh-huh.
I'm going to be Two-Pack Shaker.
Okay, so instead of being Chell Hernandez, you're going to be Two-Pack Shaker.
Yeah. I think it's got a ring to it.
I think that's a good pseudonym.
I had an accent to it, maybe like Tupac Shaker.
Oh, Tupac?
Yeah, Tupac
Shaker.
That's an accent.
Yeah,
French.
like an accent aigu.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. I like that. Does that sound?
I don't want to get so famous that people stop me in the street and they're like, "Hey, did you write the Lindsey Berg's address?"
Oh yeah, because if
the dream speech,
the Lindsey Berg's.
Yeah, that was me, because that's embarrassing.
That is embarrassing. Yes, thank you for thinking of me. I appreciate it. Yeah, I like that pseudonym.
Yeah, you think so?
Two-Pack Shaker.
Tupac.
Oh, Tupac. I think you should go with Two-Pack Shaker.
Two-Pack Shaker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that sounds good.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's used.
I'm gonna go copyright it.
Yeah, go copyright that. Yeah, Two-Pack Salt Shaker. Shake it like a salt shaker. Shake it like a salt shaker. Okay. All right. The chat's loving it. Hype Man Husband Chell RN. So we're loving it. Mad Chatter, thank you so much for the super chat. Okay, Prince just knocked over something. Check out Nick Starro says Lauren was humiliated with response to her cease and desist by a lawyer. Oh, okay. We got to check that out. Nick Starro. Does Nick have is it Nick's channel? All right. So just looking at the Idaho Press Club. All right. So Lauren, again, just like the Reddit poster was saying, might have embellished, or some call it lying. It just depends how you look at life. Okay. Some call it lying. Some call it embellishing. Some say, parallel thought is a thing with Elise. All right. So this is according to the Idaho Press Club. You can go to Idaho Press club.org/best-of-2015-winners backsplash or back, whatever it's called, backslash. I like backsplash. I love a good backsplash. That's just me. So as you can see here, the best of 2025 winners. They have the different, for daily newspaper, weekly newspaper, magazine, television. Okay. So let's go to the television because that's what she said she won it for. So general excellence, that would be like the overall. That would for the TV people. Okay. Best morning show. I don't see her under there. Morning news. Best evening news. No LaurenMatthias, aka Lauren Johnson, before she was married. How about General News Report TV? First place goes to Kim Fields, Tootie, and Paul Bukaki. No, Paul Bulaki. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Then second place went to Karen Zetkulak and Mike DiDonato for Family Cabin Destroyed. Oh, I'd watch that. And then third place, there we go. There's our girl Lauren right here. She got third place in the Division B or Division A, General News Report TV. So her and Doug Locksmith were in lockstep for third place with Family Leaves Mormon Faith following policy change. So just what Reddit said. Okay. So then let's go down to Spot News Report. First place, Carolyn Holly, Dean Johnson, Bonnie Shelton, and Darren Martinez for Idaho City Fire. And then second place, Lauren Johnson, Doug Locksmith for drive-by shooting in Caldwell. So exactly what Reddit said. Reddit, you did it. Honorable mention. Okay, no. Watchdog Investigative Report TV. No, Lauren Johnson. Okay, Serious Feature. Maybe she won for that for TV. No. Nope, she didn't even place on that one. Light Feature. Nope. Not unless her name is Brian Holmes or Mike DiDonato. Okay. How about Division B? No, she didn't venture over there. Series TV? Not there either. Okay, Public Affairs TV studio? Nope. Not even a placer. Okay. And how about Public Affairs TV field? No. Documentary TV? No. Okay. No, this is not looking good. Sports programming? No. Sports News Story TV? Nope. Did she get an honorable mention? No. No Lauren Johnson. Jack Holland, Brian Neudorf, Mike DiDonato, Justin Core, Tammy, Jillian, Dougie Fresh, Bonnie, Ryan, Paul Bukaki, Maggie Nelson. I just don't see any Lauren Johnson. No. Crime Court TV. No, that went to Karen and Mike DiDonato again. Not even a placer. Not a placer here. Television writing. Well, we know she didn't get that. Okay, because
Boom.
She doesn't
Roasted.
write, allegedly. She doesn't write. All right. Joan Crawford. No, that's Joan Cartan. No writing, no videography. Video essay. Nope, she, again, doesn't write.
Boom. Roasted.
Radio. No. So then it goes to like PR, radio. So for TV, did she get it for being a student? No. Lauren, why you say like that? Okay. Right? Second place is impressive. Just placing. You could have been in the top 3. Like one time I was in the top 3 of, remember the talk show, The Real, of the funniest comedians? I was in the top 3. But if I would have been like, I won The Real's funniest comedian. I didn't. I was just in the top 3. Another guy beat me. And I was just in the top 3. So she didn't have to say first place because you didn't win first place, baby girl. And in her about on the website, it says about Lauren Matthias has worked as a reporter and anchor for ABC, NBC, and Fox News affiliates in East Idaho, Boise, Idaho, and Salt Lake City, Utah. She spent a decade reporting on a diverse range of topics from high-profile crimes to presidential visits. Most recently, she reported for Salt Lake City's ABC affiliate News for Utah in Southern Utah. In 2015, she received the Idaho State Broadcasters Association Best Reporter Award. In addition to receiving the best report of the year in 2015, based on a short documentary she did on LGBTQ. We didn't even see that though. That wasn't even a thing, Lauren. Because let me look back. I'm going to look over. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I don't know why I'm doing this. Okay, I don't know why. Or like the great Diana Ross, I don't know why. I just do. Okay, so she's saying again, this is according to her about section. In 2015, and this is 2015 that I'm looking at, she received the Idaho State Broadcasters Association Best Reporter Award. Okay, and no. General News TV Report. They don't really even have like a best reporter per se. She got third in General News Report. And then in Spot News Report TV, she got second with Doug Locksmith. And that's it. That's all. So she said she won. Oh yeah. Best. Okay. So she was like, I received the Idaho State Broadcasters Association Best Reporter Award. No. In addition to receiving the Best Report of the Year in 2015 based on a short documentary she did. Well, here it says they got second place for drive-by shooting in Caldwell. Was that the short documentary she did on LGBTQ rights? Doesn't sound like it. Sounds like a drive-by. And the other one, Lauren Johnson, Doug Locksmith, third place, got Family Leaves Mormon Faith Following Policy Change. Could that be regarding a policy change in LGBTQ? But it's not under documentary. And they do have a specific, maybe I looked at it wrong. They do have a specific, I think, documentary award. Let's see here. If we can find, I think they have a specific documentary award. I could be lying like LaurenMatthias. I don't know. Hold on a second. Okay. So far, nothing. Nope. Agricultural reporting, no. Crime, no. Environment, no. Special section, print, and then we're into print. So I don't even think they had a documentary. TV documentary. Lauren. Yeah, I think you just made that one up completely. Wait, General News, no. Watchdog Investigative, no. Serious feature, light feature, series, public affairs, documentary TV. Oh no. When she says she won for her short documentary, and so she said she received the Idaho State Broadcast Association Best Reporter Award in addition to receiving the Best Report of the Year in 2015. In addition to receiving the Best Report of the Year in 2015 based upon a short documentary she did. What? Best Reporter Award. Okay. In addition to receiving the Best Report of the Year due to a documentary. And if you look at the documentary one again, let me just show you this, you guys. Oh God, Lauren, this is just dumb at this point. Like, why are you doing this? If you look at the documentary TV, first place went to Sonny Simons, Jay Krajik, Idaho Public Television, Outdoor Idaho Search and Rescue. Second place went to Maggie O'Mara and Paul Bulikilaka for Shasta Grown Survivor. And then third place went to Brian Holmes, Mark Johnson, Zanti Elsla for live tour Basque County or country. So yeah. Oh God, this is not good. Maybe she got confused. It was the weather. No. Again. Oh boy. Again, we went through all the other ones. So no, that. And the lie detector determined that was a lie, Lauren. Oh, maybe she's just gotten so accustomed to lying, allegedly, that it's like second nature. I mean, it's everybody. I lived in LA long enough to know we all embellish our credits a little bit. Okay. Technically, I had a friend of mine in my bio. It says that, you know, she's on Hulu, Fox, all these things, like my comedy's been featured. Because technically, even if like this much of your comedy is on there, your comedy was featured on it. And I was performing for the troops in Europe with my husband, with Armed Forces Entertainment, and a couple other great comedians. And it was just amazing because we were in like Europe, and we, you know, most people are like, oh, you went to perform for the troops? Did you have to go to like the Middle East or something? And it was like, we went to Italy and Spain and Kosovo. And where else did we go? We went to, where the fuck else we go? Germany, Austria. Like we just went, like, fantastic, you know. And at the time that I was in the competition, when I was in the top 3 for the real talk show, I was overseas performing for the troops, and they contacted me, the real, and they were like, hey, you're in the top 3 of this competition you applied for. I was like, really? And it was kind of like a mess because I was off. We were like at a base in Kosovo, and then that appeared on Fox. So I can put, hey, you know, I was in the top for whatever, the real competition, and my comedy. They played a clip of my comedy for people to vote, and it was on Fox. But then later, they also broadcast it on BET. So my friend, stand-up comedian Al Jackson, formerly of Daily Blast Live, a hilarious comedian. If you guys used to watch Daily Blast Live, he was a regular host on there forever. He's always doing something big. He's super funny. And he was like, Joleen, that means that you were on BET too. I was like, no, I wasn't. This is like a replay of the show on BET. He goes, that's your credit. So you add BET. And I was like, really? So I get that, like, there's little, you know, but to say I was voted best reporter in Idaho and you weren't, you know, because I was like, oh, I got the BET credit, I got the Hulu credit because I was on Comedy Time, that was on Hulu, and then I also was on one of those. They played like one of my tiki-talkies while I was wearing like the hot girl filter, of course, on the what is that show they do? It's like a 2020, but it's not. I forgot the name of it. Anyway, I don't know. I can't remember, but it was about the Scandival thing. So Nightline. It was like their like Nightline. So it was like, oh, my pop culture stuff has been on Nightline, but it was me in the hot girl filter, just talking briefly about Scandival. And I was like, dang, no one would even know it's me because the hot girl filter was hotting, and people were like. So one of my friends, shout out to Ina, she called me and she was like, I just saw you on Nightline, whatever their whatever, where they do pop culture stuff. I was like, what? And then I went, and it's like tiny, and it's me in the hot girl filter. So I was like, oh, oh my God, that's awesome. And I'm like, they used my TikTok with the hot girl. No one's even going to recognize me. They're like, that ain't Joleen. That's not Joleen. So it's just like, I thought it was funny to put on the hot girl filter. And okay. Anyway, so I, you know, I'm not new to this. I get that you could, but this is like blatantly just a lie. That's like me going, you know. And then I went to Just for Laughs in Montreal and won the whole thing. First of all, they've never accepted me in Just for Laughs, and I never won. So they'd be like, huh, Joleen? Joleen who? Joleen who? No, I'm not trying to like rip on myself. I'm just saying, like, this, you know, those like, you know, hot girl, you know, filters that everyone was using at the time when it came out, and it made you just look like a completely different person. That's the one I used. So it just didn't look anything like me. I should have just used my own face, but I was like, whatever. But my friend Ina knew it was me. She knew. You guys, stop it. Stop
It's
it.
inappropriate.
Stop it. Okay. But anyway, so I get that you can, like, there's little points where you can embellish to make yourself sound. You got to sell yourself in this business. I get it. But this is just like a straight up lie. That's a lie. Like, you ain't got a lie, Craig. Like, that's a lie. Lauren, that's a whole lie. Oh my gosh. Cindy said, Joleen just needs, okay, let's see where we're at for subbies. And I got to tell you guys about the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. And then I got to get out of here and go hang out with the fam bam. Okay, let's see. We were at 49,841. Now we're at 49,876. Oh my God, you guys are amazing. Thank you. Thank you. So close to 50,000. Okay. I don't know the math on that, but that's just a little over a hundo. More subs. And we'll hit 50K, baby. 50K. All right. Okay. So before we get out of here, you guys, do you guys watch The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives? Anybody? I am not caught up on the newest season. I think they just got renewed for a 4th season. That's how good this show's doing. You can watch it on Hulu, speaking of Mormons. And I've watched the 1st season, the 2nd season. I watched most of the 3rd, but I didn't finish it. So now, or no, the 3rd's just started. So I watched most of the 2nd, but I didn't finish it. And now the 3rd's playing and they got renewed for a 4th. That's how it goes, right? Okay. And there was a situation. Okay, let me tell you a little story. Let me tell you a little story about a lady named Demi. All right, it's on The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. And she started doing the LaurenMatthias, where she became like a fan favorite by the 2nd season. People really liked her coming out of the 1st season. And she wasn't necessarily a major player, you know, but she was kind of standout. We were like, okay, we like this Demi lady. And here, let me share a picture of the ladies. And so then she started doing the thing where she was believing her own hype. Okay, so Demi is, if you look on the right here, this lady, if you can see me circling here with my cursor. All right, you got the blonde in the middle, and then you got Demi. So she started acting weird. Once she found out fans liked her, she started believing her own hype, liking the smell of her own toots. And we were like, Demi, you're getting a little full of yourself. And then soon she fell from grace. Because I think what you like about people is that they're just being who they are. They're being entertaining, whatever. But she was like, oh, I'm great. And then she started trying to negotiate to make more than like the main chick who's right in the middle here. And some could argue, well, they should just friends it, you know, where they all work together like a union type and work to make, you know, the same amount and work to get paid. Pay me what I'm worth and some. But I don't think this cast is doing that. Still a little competition. So the main gal in the middle here is Taylor Frankie. So when Ruby Frank came on, I was like, are all the Mormon ladies with the Frank? So sometimes I'll say Ruby Frankie, but I think it's Ruby Frank, but it's Taylor Frankie. Anyways, so she's the middle lady there. But back to Demi. So Demi starts, like I said, believing her own hype and really liking herself. All right. Now, last season, there was some weird joke she got pissed off about. They'll have like these like sex parties, even though the woman in the front row all the way on the left here has been married, divorced, has kids, and has never had an organism before.
Huh?
Which, I mean, so they were trying to help her. Like, you got to get yourself an organism, okay? You can't be being married, and these dudes are out here wifing you up, unable to give you an organism. So her friends were trying to help her. They were doing these sex parties and like, oh my God, like, girl, you got to, you got to organize yourself. Okay. Have you heard of a vibrata? Okay. If he can't organize, you got to organize yourself and you got to teach him how to organize you or something. I don't know what's going on here with these Mormons, but she wasn't getting organized. All right. So, then this story came out with Demi. People were sharing. They played a trick where I think it was like a bowl of Fruity Pebbles, something about Fruity Pebbles. People were like, what about Fruity Pebbles? What are these people talking about? With Demi's sex life with her husband. They're like, Fruity Pebbles. We're like, Fruity Pebbles? Like what? Like, and it appeared that they were saying maybe Fruity Pebbles when he goes downstairs into the basement of her body. Your body is a basement. Your body is a basement. I walk the stairs, you know? We was like, they were like, maybe, I was just trying to think, like, does he put the Fruity Pebbles on there? I mean, that's got to be bad for the pH. And that could cause a UTI. That could cause a yeaster for Easter. Got to be very careful, down there. But it was this weird thing. And they talk about Fruity Pebbles and in their sex life. And I was like, okay, well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe they like to Fruity Pebbles. Come to find out, Jessie, who's right here next to the lady who can't organism. She's got her own hair salon and stuff in Utah. Her and Demi used to be besties and they fell out. Jessie came forward recently saying that Fruity Pebbles was code for Demi's urine.
It's inappropriate.
And that what they were doing in the bedroom was the husband was drinking her TT. It was a different kind of lemonade. Okay? Not like the amazing Beyonce album Lemonade. Hold up. They don't love you like I love you. Slow down. They don't love you like I love you. Back up. They don't love you like I love you. Can't you see there's no other man above you? What a wicked way to treat the girl who loves you. She was like, oh no. What's actually happening is she poured him a glass of natural lemonade. And he had allegedly a thirst. Apologies for that. So we were like, I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry. What'd you say? What'd you say? So shout out to, oh boy, the Bravo Babe here on the Tiki Talkie. Let's hear what Jessie, here's one of the things she has to say. Is this one of them? I think this is one where she talks about that.
Fruity Pebbles. Backtrack. So since she wants to be petty and be an asshole, I think I'm just going to go ahead and say that Grandpa Brett likes to drink her piss like it's dirty soda and he gulps it down like water. And that's what Fruity Pebbles is. Backtrack. So since she wants to be petty and be an asshole, I think I'm just going to go ahead and say that Grandpa Brett likes to drink her piss like it's dirty soda and he gulps it down like water. And
okay, maybe I should have done a warning on that one. And we were like, I'm sorry, what? Are you guys trying to stay on? Are you trying to get renewed till your 50th season? What is going on here? And when she says dirty soda, you know, a lot of these, and I just saw it in Utah, and you Utahns can tell me, they have these like soda shops where they make dirty sodas, which means they like mix stuff in their sodas, and they love their soda in Utah because they're not supposed to drink the alcohol-y. So they drink soda instead. And she was like, okay, here's what Fruity Pebbles is really about.
Warning. This video contains super awesome content not suitable for people who don't enjoy super awesomeness.
Now,
viewer discretion advised.
Viewer discretion advised. Okay, so there it was. I should give it. Now, Tanya, yes, normally they can put like cream in it, creamer. They can mix sodas together. They can put vanilla flavors, and they make these dirty sodas. I was like, that sounds delicious. But the PP does not sound delicious. That is not delicious. Okay? Do I have this sped up too? No, it's that one. So, again, former friend. Who needs friends when you have Secret Lives of Mormon Wives' Enemies?
Backtrack. So since she wants to be petty and be an asshole, I think I'm just going to go ahead and say that Grandpa Brett likes to drink her piss like it's...
I'm sorry. So Grandpa Brett, they say, because Demi's husband's a lot older than her. So they call him Grandpa Brett.
It's dirty soda, and he gulps it down like water. And
I don't know if it has the same hydration.
That's what Fruity Pebbles is. Backtrack.
Now you would think, oh my God, Demi must have come out and been like, screw you guys. That's not true. No. It ain't me, babe. My husband is not drinking my pee-pee. But it looks like Demi has confirmed that isn't that's what Grandpa Brett did. But she's like, he only did it once. I'm sorry. That is a situation where you deny. That is where I'm like, you better lie on that, girl. You better lie on that. But Demi goes, oh no, you ain't gonna kink shame me. So she hits her stories. Okay. Now LaurenMatthias wants to talk about, oh, people are saying all this bad stuff about me. How would you like it, Lauren, if like you don't even know the beginning of it. She's like, oh, my friend Christina's making TikToks where she doesn't name me. And she does Eminem songs. Okay, but if you were on the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives or the Real Housewives type stuff, they'd be talking about Dr. John drinking your TT. So then Demi comes out on her story and she says, what my husband and I did one time. Oh my God. No, just deny it, girl. What my husband and I did one time behind closed doors. I hope so, because God, if anyone saw that, was a consensual and private experience in our marriage. I won't let a private act between my husband and I be a distraction from a serious act that I did not consent to. So Demi's also in a situation where she's claiming a guy on Vanderpump Villa, which is Elisa Vanderpump's spinoff. I think he grabbed her genitals or something. I don't know. I can't keep up. I literally cannot keep up. Okay. I shared this information with Jesse, the one who outed it, in confidence nearly 2 years ago. This is like brother sperm. You don't talk about it. If you're trying to collect your dead brother's sperm or your husband's drinking your pee, keep it to yourself. Okay? That's just a little Auntie Joleen wisdom. That's a little advice. Don't share it. Because humans can't wait to fall out and tell everybody about it. So she shared it with Jesse in confidence nearly 2 years ago. It's very telling that she's choosing to break storyline and bring it up now, only after her own affair. So apparently Jesse's having an affair. These chicks are just, oh my God, has come to light. This is nothing more than a desperate attempt to shift attention away from her and her own behavior. It's not just a golden shower. It's not just, oh yeah, let's do a little TTs. You know, it's not just, oh, the sun will come out tomorrow, but your golden shower that tomorrow there'll be urine. I'll be yellow. No, he was like, thank you so much. Tastes great, less filling. Like, what? Now, maybe I am just so vanilla. Maybe I am just a prude. But you better stay away from my pee-pee. Okay, that goes in the toilet and it goes a flushy. And it goes a flushy. I mean, golden showers are like mild compared to someone going, can you fill up my cup? You're in time, you know, mazel tov. No, you guys. So I thought I'd leave you with that before this holiday. So when you're hanging out with your family and it gets bad or you need a laugh, just remember, there are Secret Lives of Mormon wives out there whose elderly husbands are drinking their urine. Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. You know, I'm a serious LaurenMatthias journalist. Okay. I won Idaho Nasty Reporter of the Year, Nasty, in 2016. Yeah. Don't look it up. But I did. I won the nastiest reporter in Idaho. Okay. Stop it, Jolene. Stop it.
No.
All right. And thank you, Ranku92, for the super chat. So just came in to say happy Thanksgiving. Now take my money. Where's my money, Brian? Give me my money. Thank you, Ranku. Shout out to all my super chatters and new members. Shout out to everyone who joined the live chat. If you're on the replay crew and you're watching this later, don't forget to comment with the disco ball emoji if you have it. So I know you're part of the replay crew and you made it this far. Also, all of you here, I didn't get to all your comments in the live chat. So please comment after the video post. Never think. I see people going, I feel like I commented too much. No, let it out. Make a journal entry in the comment section, okay? Because I love to hear from you and it does help the algorithm. I'm not going to lie. Okay, I'm not going to LaurenMatthias you. It definitely helps. All right, let's check one last time how close we are to our 50K. 49,881. You guys, that is amazing. Thank you so much. I will be doing a live tomorrow night for all you people who will be home as you're digesting your Thanksgiving meal or just chilling. We will have some fun and some laughs tomorrow night. And then Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific, we will have a members only. And I'll make sure to send that to you Patreon people and make sure to put it in the YouTube members community post, our little community tab. So thank you guys so much. You're all beautiful pumpkin spice babies. And until next time, always remember to enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. Bye. If you like what you